Yes, you do have the power. My name is Dr. John Oda. Welcome to the Dr. John Oda method. So, you're here and you're trying to figure out what is this all about? What is the Dr. John Oda method? Well, let me explain to you what the Dr. John Oda method is. First and foremost, my name is Dr. John Oda, and I have had 34 years of mental health field experience. Started in 1987, did clinical psychology, worked with numbers of people from anywhere from depression, from PTSD, from severely persistent, mentally ill, um, behaviors when it comes to the parents and teenagers, literally everything. Nothing surprises me. But let me tell you a little bit of a history of who I am. And then you can understand my quest and what I'm seeking from this podcast. First and foremost, I was born in Michigan City, Indiana. That is 45 miles west of Chicago. And I grew up in a family of 10. I'm 8 of 10, so I'm a baby boy. I have 6 sisters and 2 sisters. So I have 6 sisters, 6 sisters and 3 brothers, right? So that's a family of 10. Mom and dad married. They were married for 67 years before my dad died, back in 2014. But so, being from Michigan City, Indiana, I had a severe stuttering problem. I couldn't say my name. I'm not even sure when it happened. I was thinking maybe around first kindergarten. When I think about that, it's right around the kindergarten time. And I remember going to a private school. It was called St. Mary's in Michigan City, Indiana. And the nun told me, hey, I needed to see your mother. And of course, I'm number 8, so we had the same nun, right? And I told my mom, and about 3 days later she came because my mom worked midnight shift as a nurse. So after I came in there, I was there, and I said, "Well, do I leave?" Because when I was growing up, we don't be around grown folks, right? She says, "No, you can stay." And of course, I was playing with my little cars and stuff. I was thinking at the time. She said, "Mrs. Oda, John's a good kid. People like him. But since he stutters so much, we think he's retarded. And he would never finish 8th grade. And we want him to go to a school right down the street called Garfield." And being the strong black mother my mother is, my mom said, if John leave, they all leave. Now, since I was in 1st grade, we had people all the way in high school, right? And of course, it's money. So I stayed. I thought it was a victory. I thought, yes, I won. This is great. I won. Well, believe it or not, the following year I was back in 1st grade again. They couldn't tell me why I'm back in 1st grade. No one knew what about. I was back in 1st grade. They had me take speech therapy. And I remember my speech therapist, God bless his soul, I love him to death, Mr. Anderson. He said, my name is Mr. Anderson, and I told people I stutter. And you should say, hi, my name is John, I stutter. And I'm like, well, why would I say that? First, I'm embarrassed of it. Second, I think it's a curse from God, right? And I had all these negative, disempowering emotions based on you, the way I speak, and you want me to tell people that stuff? And I can never do that because I don't see people running around and say, hi, my name is John, as if I got cancer. But why would I put a negative label on me? Now, if you're going to label me, man, you label me as being good looking, smart, genius, charismatic, outgoing. Okay, so you know what I'm saying, right? So, of course, make a long story short, I stayed with him for about 3 or 4 years. We're speaking, and he says, when you say the word dog, and if you're going to stutter, you say the word dog. And I said, man, if I speak like that, people are going to think I'm crazy and retarded. And so speech therapy didn't go well, but I had to go in there, right? And, of course, it was hard because I would get teased and call me, oh, duh, you're so stupid. You're back in 1st grade again. Luckily, I had an older brother that I didn't get teased that much, right? But it was still teasing, and I had to take up for myself. I couldn't get bullied around by people, and Lord knows they tried. So, of course, when 8th grade came, I went back to the nun. I said, listen to me. I graduated 8th grade. And she said, well, why are you telling me? I said, because you told me in 1st grade I'd never graduate 8th grade. And she said, I never said that. And I looked at her, I'm like, wow. But if I look back, maybe by the time I got in eighth grade, she was like in her 90s, so she probably forgot. And no big deal. By the grace of God, and only by the grace of God, I graduated. Right? Oh, forgot my freshman year. Remember the Iran Contra thing? Yeah, we had a priest. I went to Marquette High School, and the priest told me that the reason why a girl raised her hand, and she said, "Well, why do black people leaving first?" And the priest said it without a hesitation, because the black people are not worth anything. And then the little girl said, "Well, how about John and Dion? Well, they're different types of black people. Most people are black and they live in the projects, but they have nice cars and everything else, and they cheat the system." And at that time, that authority figure told everybody that black people are not worth anything. Of course, I told my mom. My mom went back to the school, and we had a meeting. And the principal took up for the priest. And of course, the following year, I went to a different high school. But that priest left as well as the principal left the following year. But it was a challenge because the other school I couldn't connect with anybody. It was different. It was a public school compared to a private school. It was like night and day. And I got a instant gratification of how to deal with people, right? And it was interesting. But by the grace of God, I graduated, right? Then I went to college. And then you probably said my life has took off. It did not. I was still shy. I don't know, I didn't feel like the other kids. I didn't feel like I had the swag or the confidence or anything else. Around my friends, I spoke, which was fine, right? But I just didn't have that. I'm not sure um, what they call it now is the swag part, right? I was shy, didn't have much confidence, but around my friends, I was good. Played basketball, and that was like my release. That was my I can actually be of who I am, right? Of course, I went to college, XYZ, graduated. Then I started working mental health field, um, and that was rewarding, and that was fine. And I was helping people, right? Because I had a quest. Why is some people successful and other people are not? Why did I start it? Why did I have low self-esteem? Why did I have no confidence? And other people did. And I was trying to figure out what was the reason. I learned all from reality therapy and from cognitive, the motivational interview. Man, the list goes on, right? Because I had a quest. But then what happened is I went to a seminar. And the seminar changed my life. It was Tony Robbins, UPW. That was back, geez, maybe 30 some odd years ago. I'm showing my age now. Anyway, I was 27. So yeah, it was about 30 years ago, right? So when I went there, oh my God, the light bulb went on. I understood it. And I saw Tony on stage. I said, I want to be like him. That's my guy. And I was watching him. Oh my God, the confidence level, man. I was like, yes, that's my guy. So I went back home, right? I told my friends, guys, guess what? I want to be like Tony Robbins. And my friends looked at me like that crazy look. Are you crazy? Who would come here a stutterer? You stuttered, man. Why don't you stick with mental health? And that's it. But there's something different. When God put this something inside your heart, something inside your feelings, I can't explain it to you, but it was there. I knew my destiny now. And of course, I didn't listen to him much at all. And I still worked in mental health, and I still did other things. I went to his seminars and his workshops, figuring out what's going on. I took this thing called neuro-linguistic programming, right, back in 97 when I got certified by Dr. Horton, right? And I went on and on, was trying to be like, okay, what's this? What's that? And I started learning about myself more. Okay, I was learning about how I can get more confidence, how I can get things in my life to work. And this was like a light bulb that just went on. And I continue to study and we're still doing mental health, right? So most of the times in mental health, they normally do about 2 groups per week, right? So listen to Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins said it is when he started speaking, he would speak 4 times a day. He didn't care if it was free or paid, or he didn't care because he wanted to practice. I said, Got it. I started doing 4 groups a day. Oh my God. Now let me explain to you. Sometimes it wasn't the greatest, but I still did them, right? Practice, right? After about year 5, year 6, man, I was unstoppable. I was amazing. People were coming in and saying, John, how did that just, I mean, man, kids and teens and adults, they wanted to stay in my groups because it was engaging, it was exciting, it was entertaining, and they learned so much. And I was doing my NLP stuff. I was doing this one session therapy stuff. They'd come see me in one session, they'd be done. I mean, I was the bomb. So, and then what happened was, after all that, I saw this guy named Jay Abraham. Tony had him on. It was Life Mastery, I think it was, right? And I went there back in the late 90s, right? I said, I want to be like that guy. Now look at me. At first I said Tony, then I said Jay, but no, I want to be the combination of both. Now I can help people in business and help people in their mind work. Oh my God, I can be like the best of the best, right? So that's what I started doing. So one day, this guy named Chet Holmes wanted to hire a coach, and I saw the ad, and I applied for it. At the time, I was coaching as well, and I'm thinking I'm damn good. When I worked for Chet, oh my God, my skill set got amazing because now I can use personal development, right? Then I can use business strategies and concepts, right? Oh my God, my skill set was unbelievable. I started doubling and tripling sales. I started doing systemizing, and Chet was a stickler on training. So we had to present in front of all our peers, and they would grade us. I mean, it was just the most intense atmosphere for 8 years. But prior to that, I used to teach at a university. I was doing my own private practice, worked with over 100,000 kids with a 90% success rate. And success means that they all went to college. It could be trade school, it could be bachelor's and master's, PhD, MDs, you name it, because it's just the same strategies, right? It is the strategies of laying down the foundation and getting over some of their crap that they have and making a change. Working with Tony and Chet for over almost a decade, I saw guys like Steve Wynn and Brendan Burchard and Gary Vee and Keith Cunningham and Scott Holman and Jay Abraham. We're talking about the list went on. I mean, it was the most incredible experience that I had. And it was just amazing. So what I decided to do with all my experience, and my God, I have a lot of it, all my experience, what I witnessed, all my trials and all my tribulations, and I went through that as well. I went through a lot of deaths in my family from 2012 to 2019. I lost my sister-in-law in 2012, lost my nephew of a car accident, lost my father who was 91, lost my aunt in 2016. 2017, I got a divorce after 14 years. 2018, I lost my mom. 2019, I lost my brother. So I went through a lot, but I'm not going through a lot as being the victim. I've been through a lot because if it happened, it happened. I'm being the victor. So with this program, I wanted to bring something a little bit different, right? I wanted to bring something to work on your career and business, which imagine going from psychology to being a business coach. In psychology, patients come to you. As a business coach, I had to go get patients. I had to go get clients. Complete big difference mindset. I had to go from being a farmer to a hunter. I had to hunt for my food. We're gonna tap on parenting issues a little bit. I'm gonna do a separate channel based on all that, right? But we'll hit on it a little bit. We'll focus on your health. Where you're at inside your health. Are you vibrant? Do you have passion? Do you have excitement? Where's your health at? We'll work on communication. Communication with yourself. Communication with others. How about goal setting? Are you